It's Tom from Gabriel Fitness, and welcome back into my kitchen. I've got another great recipe for you guys today. We're going to be making an awesome variation on meatloaf. But it's not just any meatloaf. This one was inspired by a good friend of mine, also one of my favorite athletes, Mr. John D'Alessio. If you don't know John, this year he finished second in the world at the Masters World Powerlifting Championships. So when he gives me a recipe, I know there's a couple things going on. Number one, it's going to help him perform. Number two, it's going to be clean because he has to make weight when he competes. And number three, it's going to be delicious. Because if anything I know about John, he has a great attention to detail. Today, we're making John D's muscle meatloaf. Let's check it out. Let's go over what you're going to need. I'm using 3 meats, beef, turkey, and bacon. Whatever vegetables you want, I'm going with onions, mushroom, and celery. Also going to need garlic. John says 3 cloves are best. All kinds of different spices. Don't even have time to get into it. Also going with some Parmesan cheese. Instead of ketchup, I'm going to use organic, low sugar tomato sauce. Instead of breadcrumbs, I'm going with almond meal. And I'm going to need 2 eggs to hold the whole thing together. The first step is to soften up the vegetables. So a little bit of butter and all my vegetables in a saute pan. Mushrooms, celery, onions. Just make sure those are nice and soft. They don't have to be cooked all the way through, but just get them brown and soft. Once they're done, I'm going to set those aside and start putting my mix together. Again, all 3 meats. I'm using grass-fed beef, some super lean turkey, and I chopped up about 6 ounces of bacon and I'm going to throw in there as well. I'm then going to crack my eggs. Again, the eggs and the almond meal should hold the whole thing together. Don't need breadcrumbs for this. I actually made my own almond meal this time. John's recommendation, plenty of Parmesan cheese. I'm then going to mix all my vegetables in. So all the ingredients are all going into the same bowl. And then all my spices finally going on top. Once I have everything in there, I'm going to mix it all up by hand. Make sure all the ingredients get mixed around. I have my meatloaf pan. This one has a drain in the bottom. You don't need it, but it works best. I'm just going to pack the meat all into the pan. Use a little bit of water on top just to make sure it's flattened out and smooth. Pop it in the oven for 45 minutes at 400 degrees. In between, I'm going to throw on my tomato sauce. So after about 45 minutes, smother the top in tomato sauce, pop it back in for another 20 minutes at 400 degrees. Perfect muscle meatloaf. It's that simple, guys. John D's muscle meatloaf. I hope you enjoy it, and thanks, John, for the inspiration. If you have any questions, you can email me, tom@gabrielfitness.com. If not, we'll see you next week.